All right, just checking my phone to see if I am live. I give you guys just a couple minutes to get in. All right, let's see here. Got some really good information for you tonight. Once you get in, if you could just go ahead and press 1 so that I know you hear me. Also, if you could go ahead and just drop the city that you're located in. Can you guys type that in the comments so that I know you hear me? I'm going live from my computer, so I always get nervous when I go live from my computer. So I want to make sure that everybody is on. Okay. I have some really good information for you. 1 second. Let's see here. There we go. All right. All right. All right. All right. So, all right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. First of all, I want to just say thank you guys so much for tuning in. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Tiffany Murphy. I am an income tax and accounting specialist, and I like to come on here from time to time to drop some tax knowledge on you guys, just to make sure that you are prepared for the income tax filing season. In case you've been living under a rock, you didn't know, but right now it is prime income tax filing season, okay? So those of you who've been following me for a while, you guys know that I am very diligent about getting information, constantly educating myself so that when I find out this information, I can relay that information to you. So what I actually want to talk to you about tonight real briefly is about how choosing the wrong filing status can actually get you audited, okay? So before I tell you the specifics on that, I'm just going to give you an overview of the filing statuses, okay? There's a lot of misconception out there that certain filing statuses do certain things. And so I want to make sure that I explain to you so that you know the difference. Guys, if you can hear me, go ahead and put a comment because I'm not seeing my comments pop up. So I need to make sure everybody's hearing me right now. Can somebody just say hi or something in the chat so that I know it is working? Because I'm not seeing any of the comments. And so I always like to see your comments. Let's see here. Okay, I see the comment on my page, but I'm not seeing it here. Any of the comments. I'm not seeing it in the stream. I think I may be delayed. I don't know. But I'm going to assume that you guys can hear me. If y'all could type in the chat and let me know that you can, that would be awesome. Just not sure why I'm not seeing any of my comments pop up. I usually do. So give me 1 second here. I don't know. No idea. This is a first. All right. So anyway, what I'm going to do in that case, then I'll just pull it up on my cell phone so that I can make sure that I do see your comments. Okay. I see a lot of you. Thank you guys. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Emily. On my, so that I can make sure that let's see here. All right. So not sure what's going on with that. But anyway, we're going to keep this party going. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you, Crystal, Matt, Tara, Lily, Pam. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So I want to go over a few things with you about the different filing statuses, okay? So there is a particular filing status that if you have this listed on your tax return and you do not meet the criteria for that filing status, that you can easily get yourself audited. You could easily get yourself in a position to where you have to pay back any tax money that you receive because your filing status was incorrect. All right, so let me just give you a little bit of knowledge, okay? So there are 5 filing statuses, all right? If you know this information, go ahead and type in what you think those filing statuses are. But there are 5 filing status. Tell me what filing status did you use last year? Drop that in the chat. So the first filing status is a single filing status, okay? If somebody files single, that's the status where you have no dependents and you're not married, okay? That is the filing status that I use. I don't have any dependents. I'm not married, right? Married filing joint. Okay, Emily Rose put in their head of household. I see some comments in the chat. Head of household. Okay. So yeah, tell me what filing status did you use? Because I'm interested to see if you guys are using the right filing status. So type whatever filing status you use in the chat. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some likes. And then I'm going to tell you if you did choose the right filing status and how you can keep yourself from getting audited this year, okay, when it comes to that filing status. All right, so a married filing joint. So if you file married filing joint, of course, that means you're married. That also means you only have one tax return, okay? That means you have one tax return and both you and your spouse's income is on that tax return, okay? So a married filing joint return means that you and your spouse are on one tax return. You're going to have a spot for taxpayer, and then you're going to have a spot for spouse. So let's just say you're married and your name is Kim and your husband's name is Bob. So Kim and Bob, both of your incomes are going to be on one tax return, okay? Now, if you file married filing separate, all right? Married filing separate is the one filing status that gives you the least amount of credit. Let's be clear. Married filing separate is the worst filing status of all of them because you do not get certain credits that you would get with the other filing statuses, okay? Now, with a married filing separate return, that means that even though you're putting your spouse's, so with a married filing separate, you still have to list your spouse's name, birth date, and social on that return, right? But you're not listing your spouse's income. So you're basically saying, hey, I'm married, but I'm not filing with my husband. Here is his name. Here is his information, or vice versa if you're the wife, if it's your wife. But we're not putting our income on this same tax return for whatever reason, okay? Now, that means the husband, let's just say it's a husband and wife. The wife files married filing separate, and the husband files married filing separate. But here's where y'all get caught up. Because you don't communicate with that spouse, you might have one spouse filing married filing separate, and then you got the other spouse over here filing single. So now that spouse that put married filing separate had to list, in order to file married filing separate, you have to put the spouse's information on the return, their name, social, and date of birth. So when that single person then files as single, but then the other spouse files as married filing separate, the IRS is like, wait a minute, hold up. Why is this person filing single, but I see their same name and social on their spouse's return? Something's not right here. Red flag, okay? So if you are married, you need to make sure that you're communicating properly with that spouse and make sure that you're filing the right filing status, okay? That's a quick way to get audited. Your husband filed single, but then you filed married filing separate. Y'all with me on that? Give me a thumbs up. Give me some comments. Give me some likes. Let me know if you understand that. Do I need to break it down anymore? Now, one of the reasons I have clients that file married, filing separate. And one of the reasons that they filed this way is because maybe their husband owes back child support. Maybe the wife owes back child support. Maybe one of them have student loans that are in default. And they know that if they file that tax return with that spouse, all of their money is going to be taken. So instead of that happening, they choose to file married filing separate. They could also file injured spouse, but maybe they chose to file married filing separate. Okay. So that is a reason why. I do have clients who one of the spouses, they owe a lot of back income taxes. So if you're married and your spouse owes $20,000, $30,000 in taxes, but you took out enough taxes, you have dependents, you may want to file separately from that spouse, okay? So that you don't get the whole refund. Maybe your refund was supposed to be $5,000, but if you file with your spouse, that refund is now going to go towards his $30,000 or $40,000 tax debt. So a lot of times when my clients don't want that to happen, that's one reason they file married filing separate, okay? So does that make sense, guys? All right. Now the other filing status, so there are 5. So the fourth filing status is called qualifying surviving spouse. This used to be called qualifying widow or qualifying widower status. So basically, this filing status is for anyone who lost a spouse within the past 2 years. So if you lost a spouse, so right now we're filing 2022. So in 2022, you could still file as married filing joint, okay? As long as you and that spouse were together more than 6 months. You could still file married file. Well, let me take that back. You could still file married filing joint if you and your spouse were together in 2022. But now when 2023 comes, next tax season, you can file qualifying surviving spouse. So you have 2 years after your spouse passes away to file what's called qualifying surviving spouse. Now, what qualifying surviving spouse does is it allows you to get the tax benefits as though you're still married filing joint. So it's basically a filing status that you get if you lost a spouse, but you're still able to get treated as though you're married filing jointly because, of course, married filing jointly gets the most tax credits. Okay. All right. Now, the last one I want to talk to you about, I saw a lot of people in my comments saying that they chose head of household, head of household, head of household. All right. Y'all ready for this one? Please share this live. Please share this live. All right. Remember, this live is about how choosing the wrong filing status can get you audited. Okay. So I already told you one of the red flags with the married filing separate and the other spouse filing single. So now let's talk about head of household. All right. Who thinks they know what head of household really is? Can somebody drop it in the chat? Who thinks they know what you have to have in place or who qualifies to file as head of household? Type that in the chat for me because I'm curious to know if you guys know. Who thinks that they know what filing head of household is? And then I'm going to tell you what it really is. And then I'm going to tell you about what the misconception about head of household actually is. All right, so Matt says, who makes the most in the house? All right, so Matt says, if you make the most money in the house, you can file head of household. Do y'all agree with that? So is that the only criteria, Matt? The person that makes the most money? What do you think? What do you think about that? Come on. A lot of you guys said you were filing head of household, but you want to make sure you know why you're filing head of household because the head of household filing status. If I'm paying the most bill and make more, yes. Okay, well, let's talk about it. No, single with a qualifying dependent. Thank you, Karen Pittman. Okay. Let's see. Interesting. All right. So, head of household. So, first of all, I had a client today actually call me and say, or emailed us and asked, could they file head of household because they made the most money in their house. And no, they asked, could they file head of household because they were the only person making money in the house, right? They didn't have any kids. And I said, no. So let me tell you, head of household, all right? So in order to file head of household, again, this is the filing status that about 3 years ago, the IRS started auditing anybody that files head of household even more so than previously. Because what they found was that several people were claiming head of household that really were not. So if you know anybody that's been audited, they may have been audited because they had a tax preparer that listed them as head of household and then they weren't. And then what would happen is the IRS would write them a letter and they would say, well, hey, we received your tax return and we see that you filed head of household. Send us proof that you're head of household, basically. And then they will send this documentation in and the IRS will write back and say, I'm sorry, this does not meet our criteria for head of household. We have adjusted your tax return. So then you get a letter that says you owe some money back. That is because you filed head of household and shouldn't have. You would owe money back depending on if the head of household status changed your refund amount. In a lot of cases, which is a common misconception, a lot of cases, single and head of household will get you the same exact amount of refund. It just really depends on the income level. But if you're in the prime EIC income range, it's not going to make a bit of difference in terms of your refund amount, okay? However, if you're in an upper income, it does. So let me tell you about head of household, right? So in order to file head of household, you have to have a dependent. Generally, you're not married, but if someone is married, but they have not lived with their spouse for the last 6 months of the year, and they can prove that, then they can also file head of household. They must have proof that they've paid more than 50% of the cost of keeping up that house, and they have provided support to a dependent for more than 6 months of the year. So let me tell you what messes y'all up, okay? Here we go. And I need you to hear this well, share this live. When you go file your taxes, every year I get clients to tell me, I'm head of household. Oh, okay. And I just let it go in one ear and out the other because I'm going to ask you a ton of questions that's going to really determine if you're head of household. Because if we put that you're head of household and then you're not, what's going to happen is, again, you could possibly have to pay the IRS some money back because your filing status is wrong. You could also possibly be audited. Okay. So, head of household. So, I've told you you have to have a dependent. I've told you that you have to have paid more than 50% of the cost of maintaining your home, right? And you're generally unmarried or separated from your spouse for the last 6 months out of the year. However, this is where it gets tricky, okay? And I'm going to try to break this down as simple as I can. But let me just say this as well. Well, actually, let me tell you this. Okay, so this is where it gets tricky. So let's just say you are someone who receives food stamps. Let's just say you're someone who receives Section 8 housing. Your rent is $500 a month. Or let's just say you get a lot of money from child support. So because of the money you're receiving from child support, because of the money you receive in food stamps, the amount when you add up your child support, your food stamps, your Section 8, that actually totals more than 50% of your household living expenses. So your benefits are actually paying more to your living expenses than you are. Did I lose y'all with that? Comment, please. I want to see everybody comment because I want to make sure you understand what I'm saying. So a lot of times people think, well, I'm head of household because, all right, and I'm not picking on anyone. Okay. I have family members. I know people that with all sorts of income from $0 to millions of dollars. Okay. So I know people from all demographics. So I'm not picking on anybody. But let's just say, for example, you live in Section 8 or a house, right? And maybe you're paying $500 for that rent. And then you get you bring home, let's say you bring home $1,500 a month, right? Your income is $1,500 a month after taxes. Your rent is $500. You get $600 a month from, so let's say you pay the $500 rent, right? You get $600 a month in child support. You get another $400 a month in food stamps. So think about that. You got $600 in child support plus $400 in food stamps. So now you got $1,000 from the quote unquote government. Okay. So between food stamps and your child support, that's $1,000. Now you got your rent over here for $500. You got your water bill for $50. So now you're at $550. You got your light bill for another $200. Now you're at $750, right? So you contributed $750. But you got child support and food stamps for what I said, $900 or whatever it was, which is more than 50% of the living expenses. That's just it in a nutshell, right? So that would mean that you would be ineligible to claim head of household because your income level, because of what you're receiving from, and it can not only, I gave child support and food stamps as an example, but you got child support, you got food stamps, you got Social Security. Maybe you have a child who's receiving Social Security benefits. That also affects that as well. So all of those different factors affect how much you are actually contributing. I was actually on a webinar the other night and I actually found out even more information about head of household. Now they're actually looking at your income to see if you fall below the poverty level. And if you do, you're not considered head of household. Like that was just like, whoa, this is a new fact, right? This is new information. And when I tell you guys the IRS is cracking down, if you file your taxes at Taxmaster Plus, we tell you, we're going to ask you a lot of questions and it's going to sound like we're getting in your business, but we have to because I don't want, knock on wood, my clients have been doing great when it comes to not, making sure that they're claiming the right credits and the right deductions. Okay. So that's why we ask you so many questions. That's why I train my staff on how to read and digest all of that information to make sure you get the proper credits. Okay. So I don't want anyone's money to be held up, especially not to any fault of ours. So getting that head of household information from you, that's why we ask you, how much are your bills? How much are you bringing home? How much do you pay on your light bill? How much do you pay on your water bill? We ask you all of these things because if you get through us, you'll get through the IRS. So if the IRS ever audited you, everything that you gave us, you're going to give to them. Okay. So then you know that your filing status is correct. And I'm going to tell you one of the biggest other ways that y'all are messing up with this. And another way you're easily getting yourself audited. I'm going to ask you this question and I want y'all to type in the chat. Let's just say my brother, y'all know my brother, Willie, the transmission man, Bug, right? Stillmore, Georgia. If you need a transmission done, that's my brother, okay? Let's just say my brother and I live together, right? I got kids. He got kids. Can we both file head of household? What's the answer? Type that in the chat. Me and my brother live together. We both have kids. Can we both file head of household? if we're in the same house? How about if you're a foster parent? Same rule applies when you're a foster parent. Well, it's a little different. With foster parent, it's a little different. It's a little different, but you can still qualify for head of household, but it just depends on other factors. But yeah, so you're asking, okay, so y'all say nope, nope, nope. You're absolutely right. Because head of household is the person in the home who's contributing the most to the household expenses. And generally it's the person who makes the most money. Another case as well, maybe it's a girl. I have a client, she works at I forgot where she works, but she works a job and her boyfriend is a truck driver. Well, they have a child together, but she claims the child. Well, he contributes all the bills. All she pays is the utility bill. He pays the rent. He pays all of her household expenses. And all she pays is the lights and the water. So he's not claiming the child, right? She is. They're not married. She still cannot file head of household because nothing is in her name. She doesn't pay the majority of the bills in the household. He does, and he makes the most money. So her filing status is single. So a big misconception you guys have is that if I don't file head of household, my refund is going to be small. That is so untrue. I'm actually working a client right now. The refund was still $8, $9, $10,000, right? It did not change because of the income. So don't get so hung up on I have to file head of household. I had somebody blast me out 1 year. I've been filing head of household, and you put me down for single. I had to actually show her, ma'am. Let me show you this. If you notice, your refund amount is still the same. We have certain questions that we have to ask you to see if you're really head of household. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, girl. I guess I should have left it to you. I know you know what you're doing. I was just trying to figure out because when I went on Where's My Refund, I put in here the household and it didn't come up. So I was just trying to find out if y'all had messed up my taxes. Okay. So I'm just telling it like it is, right? And don't believe that your filing status, just because you've been filing it one way, does not mean, oh my gosh, if my filing status changed, I'm gonna get in a mess. No, you'll get in a mess if you filing the wrong status because you were going to somebody that didn't know what they were doing and you were filing the wrong status all that time. Okay. So lesson of the day. Don't be married filing separate and your spouse filing single. Don't have two people at the same house filing head of household. Make sure that you meet the requirements to file head of household so that you can set yourself up for the best success to not get audited. Okay. So I hope this information has been helpful. If it was, can you guys give me a thumbs up? Give me a like. Just let me know in the comments if this information was helpful. I love to see your positive feedback. And of course, if you are looking to file your taxes with Taxmaster Plus, we do virtual appointments and we also do in-person appointments at our office here in Richmond Hill, Georgia. You can always give us a call. I'll drop the number down here in the chat and we can have one of my customer support specialists, either Sherry or Jay, and they will let you know what you need to do to file. You can also go to our website, www.taxmasterplus.com, and just click on File 2022 Taxes here. Once you do that, you are entered into our secure client portal. And then we can begin the process of your tax preparation. Okay. Again, I hope this information was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will definitely be back with some more information. Can you file mine for me? I'm in Oklahoma. Absolutely, Charles. Charles, we can file Oklahoma. The only states that we don't file is California and New York. So, yep, we sure can. Yep, we can file. And the only reason we don't do those states is because I have to do some extra credentialing for those states. And I ain't gonna lie, I just been too lazy to do it. So, versus me saying we do all 50 states, we do 48 states. Okay. So, yes, Charles, we can definitely file your taxes if you are in Oklahoma. I have clients all over the United States. I have clients in New Orleans, Texas, everywhere, everywhere. Okay. So, yeah, we can absolutely file your taxes, Charles. Just go to our website. I'm going to put my website down here for you too. And our office is open tomorrow from 10 to 7. So you can also call us. Let me put it down here for you. So you can file electronically. All you would do is go to taxmasterplus.com. And then once you get there, just click on file 22. Actually, I'm on my computer. Let me see. I'm on StreamYard today. So I actually might be able to share it with you. Let me see if I can do it. I haven't done this in a minute. Let me see. I think I can. I don't want to. Oh, I can. Okay. Let me show you, Charles. Let me show you, Charles. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. Let's see here. Y'all bear with me. I haven't done this in a minute. Share screen. Okay. I think I got it. Let's see. I'm looking on my cell phone to make sure y'all can see this. Can you see it? Yay! All right. All right. So, Charles, this is our website, taxmasterplus.com. Definitely feel free to know more about us. Get any information you like about our company here. Read a little bit about me if you like. But if you want to file your taxes with us, just check. All you would do is click file 2022. Ooh, that's not where I need you to go. All you would need to do is click file 2022 taxes here. I'm actually logged in, but you would just click file 2022 taxes here. And then once you click file, it will take you to our secure client portal. And then let me show you this way. It'll take you right here. Okay. And then all you'll do is click sign up right here. It says don't have a Taxmaster Plus account. And you'll just click sign up. And then once you click sign up, enter your email address and it will do the rest. And also, Charles, anybody who files their taxes with Taxmaster Plus will receive a free vacation package for two. That includes round trip airfare and a 2-night hotel stay when you file your taxes with Taxmaster Plus. Okay. But yeah, definitely check us out. We have our reviews here as well. So you can check out all about us. Okay. Feel free. All right. So now let me figure if I can get back to the right screen to stop sharing my screen. Did I stop sharing? I think I did. All right. I think I stopped sharing now. Let's see. Yeah, I did. All right. All right. Got it. All right. So hopefully that helped you out. Emily Rose, Tiffany, I have a question because I missed a lot of information. Yes, ma'am. You can always inbox me or call me at the office. I'll be in the office tomorrow from 10 to 7. So either one is fine. Okay, okay. Or if you want to, yeah, just inbox me, either call me at the office. Either one will be okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. Y'all know I gotta walk Duke a little bad, but so I'm gonna go walk my dog right now. I know he's ready to go have his evening bathroom break. So, all right. So it's been a pleasure, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.